When a witch was about to sacrifice the little girl, Keanu Reeves arrived at that very moment and destroyed her plan. Where are you watching this video from? Please comment and let us know. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. The early morning sun filtered through the blinds of Keanu Reeves' minimalist Los Angeles apartment. He sat on the edge of his bed, lacing up his sturdy hiking boots. Today was one of those rare days off, and he had planned a solo hiking trip into the rugged trails of Northern California. Beside him lay an assortment of gear, a high-tech backpack with multiple compartments, a compact first aid kit, a multi-tool knife, a durable flashlight, a stainless steel water bottle, and a GPS device. Everything was meticulously organized, reflecting the same precision he brought to his action scenes. "All right, nature," he murmured to himself, slinging the backpack over his shoulder. "Let's see what you've got." The drive to the trailhead was peaceful, the scenery transitioning from urban sprawl to rolling hills and dense forests. When he arrived, the air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of pine. Keanu adjusted the straps on his backpack, took a deep breath, and began his trek. The trail started gently, winding through tall trees whose branches seemed to reach for the heavens. Birds chirped above, and the occasional rustle of leaves hinted at small animals darting about. Keanu relished the solitude, the rhythmic crunch of his boots on the dirt path becoming a meditative beat. The deeper he went, the more unsettling the atmosphere became. The air grew colder, and an unnatural silence replaced the cheerful sounds of birds and rustling leaves. He spotted strange markings on some of the trees, symbols that looked ancient and deliberate. And then he heard a faint, high-pitched scream. He froze, every sense on high alert. "Help! Someone please!" The voice was faint but unmistakably a child's. Without hesitation, Keanu broke into a run, his flashlight cutting through the gloom. The trail twisted and turned, leading him to a clearing where an old, decrepit cabin stood. The windows emitted an eerie green glow, and a low hum filled the air. The scene was straight out of a nightmare. Keanu approached cautiously, his heart pounding. Through the cracked window he saw her, a young girl, bound and crying on an ornate altar. A cloaked figure loomed over her, chanting in a guttural language. The room was cluttered with strange artifacts, animal bones, jars of unidentifiable substances, and a bubbling cauldron emitting noxious fumes. "All right, Keanu," he whispered to himself, gripping the multi-tool knife in his pocket. "Time to improvise." He burst through the door with a force that made it slam against the wall. "Hey," he said, his voice steady despite the chaos. "Let the girl go." The witch spun around, her yellow eyes blazing. "Who dares to enter my domain?" she snarled. Keanu stepped forward, his flashlight illuminating the room. "Name's Keanu, just passing through. But I can't let you hurt her." The witch laughed, a harsh, grating sound. "You think you can stop me, mortal? My power is beyond your comprehension." Keanu tilted his head, his expression calm but resolute. "I've dealt with worse." She lunged at him, her hands crackling with dark energy. Keanu dodged to the side, grabbing a heavy iron poker from the fireplace. He swung it with precision, knocking the dagger from her hand. The weapon clattered to the floor, spinning to a stop near the altar. The witch shrieked, summoning vines from the ground to entangle him. Keanu slashed at them with his knife, his movements swift and deliberate. "Is that all you've got?" he taunted, trying to buy time. The girl on the altar whimpered, her eyes wide with terror. "It's okay," Keanu said, his voice soft despite the chaos. "I'm getting you out of here." The witch, now furious, transformed before his eyes. Her form grew monstrous, towering with leathery wings and glowing red eyes. The room seemed to warp around her, the walls pulsing with an unnatural light. Keanu grabbed a small vial of holy water from the cluttered table. "You really should label your stuff better," he quipped, tossing it at her. The vial shattered against her chest, and she let out an ear-splitting scream as her form began to dissolve. "Go!" he shouted to the girl. She scrambled off the altar and ran outside, tears streaming down her face. Keanu stood his ground as the witch unleashed a final burst of energy. He ducked behind the altar, shielding himself until the light and noise subsided. When the dust settled, the witch was gone, leaving behind only a pile of ash. Keanu stepped outside to find the girl shivering in the cold. He knelt beside her, draping his jacket over her shoulders. "You okay?" he asked gently. She nodded, sniffling. "Thank you. You saved me." He smiled softly. "That's what we do." As they walked back through the forest, the girl asked, "Are you really Keanu Reeves? From the movies?" He chuckled. "That's me. But tonight, let's just say I'm a friend." By the time they reached safety, the police had arrived. Keanu gave his statement, ensuring the girl was safe before slipping away into the night. The next morning, her story made headlines, but his name was absent, just the way he wanted it. Somewhere, on another trail or in the quiet corners of Hollywood, Keanu Reeves was likely smiling, knowing he had done what truly mattered. True heroes don't seek glory. They act out of compassion and kindness, reminding us that even in the darkest of moments, light can prevail.